Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. And happy International Trans Day of Visibility. We are going to be doing a trans listener, as in trans male, F to M. And since it's in the 1400s or 1600s, I cannot remember off the top of my head. And I didn't remember when I was making the script, so I apologize. But it's around that time, 1400s, 1600s, or somewhere in the middle. And it is where basically there would be no transgender affirming surgeries. So that means there is going to be him with this male with female body parts, but I will mention them as little as possible because of dysphoria being a biscuit. This now it is going to be Dracula with a trans man, and that has uh, assigned female at birth body parts, but he is a man and he goes by he, him. So thank you. And yes, you can still be a man and have a vagina, and you can be a man who has boobas. It doesn't matter what your body part is, it matters what you feel you are in your very soul and stuff. I don't know if you believe in souls or not, but it is who you feel as a person. Like I feel as gender, I don't know what I feel like. I'm genderqueer, and sometimes I feel like a blob. I am the blob. Anyways, so let's get on to business. Disclaimer: Dracula from Castlevania is not Yandere in canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and Yanderes is fine, just do not be illegal or gross about it. You know who you are, you dirty flaky biscuits. Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life. Also remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Thank you. Now let's get on to business. Disclaimer: small mention of religious this is the other disclaimer. I forgot I added this. Small mention of religious transphobia. The past frickin' sucked, and this took place during the 1400s or 1600s or whatever in the middle, as I said at the beginning of the video. And the bishop burning Lisa to unalivement, and basically is in this scene and stuff, and Lisa was Dracula's wife, so of course they would have outdated terms on a transgender man, so there will be some stuff mentioned. I warn you, please proceed with caution. Thank you. Now let's get on to business. Dracula met you through Lisa. She would talk about a man who was born with the parts that did not match up with how he felt that he was as a man. The man was you, and you went to Lisa because she was one of the only people who were willing to hear you out on what you felt as a person, and that you saw yourself as a man and felt that you were a man in your very soul. She even taught you how to properly bind your chest, and she was the only person who would listen to you and take you seriously and address you as he and him. And she also helped you learn how to bind your chest, make fake packages for between your legs, and for you to and for you to be able to present more masculine, which was much appreciated on your part, I assume. You were the only one to speak out for Lisa, as you believed she was a woman of science, not a witch, and you knew this because she took your your physical body not matching up with your sense of self, and she knew that because she was a woman of science, and did not treat you like you were unwell, but that you were just suffering by not having the body that matched up with your gender. The church said you would be locked away until you learned to accept your birth gender. I am not saying this in a religious thing, but clearly the bishop that unalived Lisa would say this. The past freaking sucked. And this was the 1400s or 1600s. And of course, they would be transphobic and homophobic as poo. To accept your birth gender, the gender God gave you. Again, I do not support this. Dracula remembered Lisa talking about you and saw you as a scared young man. Dracula saw you shaken in the grasp of the bishops, and this is how he saw that you were the only one that stood up for his wife. And though you did not even have the parts to be a man, you were man enough to stand up for his wife, even though you did not have the parts that society would suspect you to have to be a man. You were more of a man and far braver than anyone else here, and you stood up for Lisa, his wife. For that he snatched you from the bishop's hands and brought you back to his castle. You saw his rage at him losing his wife, but you were in debt to Dracula, as you would have been locked away and maybe even executed for what you had after some very intense therapies to accept what you were born as instead of what you were. Dracula knew you did not agree with him unalive in all of humanity, but he knew you respected how he felt because Lisa was a dear friend to you and you did mourn her just as much as Dracula did. You were the only one to stand for his wife, and he saw the beauty in your stunning and slightly handsome face. He made sure everyone would refer to you as a man. He was going to create a world where you could live as the man you were. He would do his best to not misgender you, and and knows you do not like your chest touched, so he is mindful of his hands basically, as that part is gives you very much dysphoric feelings, even though at times he does not have a word for what it is because it's the 1400 and 1600. There's not a specific word for dysphoria. I apologize. I'm still using it because it's what we know. And instead, you said it was something that you felt like your body did not match up with how you felt. And it made you feel terrible. Like when you touched wet food in the sink when you were doing dishes, or when you hear your own voice for the first time, and how it's just wrong and it doesn't match up with your sense of self. He could understand that. And it sort of made sense to him, but he could never fully understand what you went through, and that worried him. He wanted to understand. That was very supportive of him. And where I left off, where it was, anyways, that it felt wrong and just not right. He did not understand what it felt like to be the way you were and feel uncomfortable in your own skin, but he knew it caused you discomfort, and so he made sure to never touch your chest or any part of your body that you were not comfortable with, and or touch it as little as possible if he was forced to, as in cutting off your bindings when they were too tight and such. He learned to love you as the man you were, and he found comfort in you. Even though you were short for even human males, he would love to tease you and wrap his arms around you. You were his little human male, his little man. And with a lot of passion, you had a lot of passion, and you got so passionate about certain topics, he would find himself enamored with you, just listening to you talk for hours. He did love to tease you, and because seeing you become flustered as he would tease you and it would give him great joy for you to give him such reactions. He was becoming obsessed with you. He would even let you work on the things you called gender studies, and that biological sex was different from genders, something you and Lisa had started to work on before she was unfortunately taken from you and him. You told him you wanted there to be documents on the third gender that was scattered around through history, as Dracula did have books on various parts of the world that did have third genders and people that did transition socially. But the church got to them and it started to erase the history that was very, very much queer. You wanted to leave a mark on the world for people like you so that they knew that it was okay to feel the way they were feeling and they were not wrong or sick or anything. That it was something that was just not studied yet, and that you wanted to be the first one to fully document it, and so that it could be known for the world and for the generations to come. Also, with you in his life, Sorry, I reread this word too far. You wanted to leave a mark on this world, a mark that you were here, and that he understood you needed to do this, and he fully supported you. He is a very supportive Yandere that would support your dreams, and it would also help him not want to commit genocide. He still wanted humanity to suffer, of course, but not as much, but on a much smaller scale. You tamed a lot of him because you were given a hand that caused you issues and you had no way to change your biological sex. But you still stood to fight when the world had shoved you down and given you the worst hand you could be dealt with, when you were given the worst biological hand as well. You were you he would be one of your biggest supports in your life, and he promises to find a way, or tried to find a way, to turn your body into what you felt matched up with your sense of self. He did enjoy your body while it was still in the form of its biological sex, though. He does lean a bit more to assign female at birth bodies. It's just his canon thing, but he still does love you. He did make sure you were not uncomfortable when you two made love, and your body and that your body parts that you did not like touch were touched as little as possible, if not at all. I lost my place. All right. He would be the type of man in Yandere who is very aware of how you are feeling while he makes love to you, as well as being aware of how you are feeling almost all the times as well. It's creepy how much he knows and how aware he is of you. Almost concerningly creepy. He is aware when you are feeling uncomfortable with your body. He also knows when you don't want to see him on certain days because your body's reproductive cycle. Although he is a vampire and he wants to show you how much he loves you, and that your monthly bleeding is not an issue for him. He does not let you get the whole week away from him at all, and he wants to worship your very core and to make you feel adored. Once again, he wants to worship you with mouth aerobics. I'm trying my best to not get demonetized. And show you how much he savors every inch of you. He is the type of Yandere that is very overprotective of you, and he knows you are a man, and but your body has limitations due to its biological sex. Like when you are on your reproductive cycle, he makes sure that you are the only one in that you are only in his bed chambers, and that Hector and Isaac are the only ones who come and see you other than him during this time. There had been a few slip ups when you went to wash without them, and Godbrand, I think that's his name, commented the way he could smell your reproductive cycle, because of course Godbrand would. Dracula had turned Godbrand's head to paste at that very moment because he was around the corner, and it took him a week to regenerate his head fully. Godbrand was also put on a month-long restriction of no blood, not even pig's blood, which now has Godbrand avoiding you like you are the goddamn plague. It seems he has learned his lesson. Dracula does not play around when it comes to your protection and comfort as a man. He is not going to let anyone, even his most trusted generals, Hector and Isaac, say things about your gender and biological sex. He once again loves you and loves how small you are to him and how you can sit on his lap with ease. Also, the adult fun time you have with him, it being so small, the size difference, adult fun time interest. You are an adult male, of course. I want to emphasize that you are an adult man, but man does the side difference because in the games, Dracula's like 10 feet tall, and in the anime, he's like 8 feet tall. He's really tall. Even if you were a 6 foot man, he would be still 2 feet taller than you. So keep that in mind. Anyways, let's continue. He loves the size difference very much so. He just picks you up like he is, no, you have done enough when you are getting too active with his generals and starts arguments with said generals. He's like, no, he picks you up and no, you have done enough at this point. He has to be firm with you, though when he can be firm with you when he wants to be, because he has to, of course. He knows he has given you so much freedoms, but you are his consort, and that means you have to obey him. He is Dracula, and you will obey him. He is your lover, the king, and your king, and you are his husband, as he would marry you as a man. He does not care about what is legal or not. He is Dracula, for crying out loud, and the man that is one day going to be carrying his child and future children. Yes, it is the 1400s and 1600s. You can bet your sweet butt that you are going to probably get pregnant, and this was in the request as well. Just saying. Okay, one sec. It's getting a little bit long. I'm going to have to break this up into 2 audios. One sec. And there we go. That should do it. This is part 2 of the audio. I'm sorry for that little break. I hoped you had a snack. Anyways, as a Yandere, he is very protective of you, but it only gets more worse if he is up against humanity, because humanity has tried to take you from him before he even knew how much he loved you. So, as more time goes on, he does not want you out of his sight, and he wants you to leave and he does not want you to leave the castle. He wants you to stay in the castle, basically. I'm getting myself confused. Soon he does. Oh, sorry, I scrolled. Where is it? Soon he does not want you to even leave the wing where his and your bedrooms are, and the bedroom of your future children are. When you are pregnant with his child, because eventually you will be, if you guys are having as adult fun time as much as Dracula wants, you're going to be ending up pregnante. He gets very overprotective, and he might resort to chaining you to the bed. Of course, a chain long enough where you can get to the bathroom, of course. Losing Lisa really changed him as a man, and subsequently, I don't know if that's the right word, anyways, as a Yandere, where he would not care what you would say about needing to leave or to have space or to just get fresh air. If anything happens to you or his future children that you give him, he would turn humanity he would turn on humanity fully, like he originally planned on with what happened with Lisa. You are the only thing keeping him together at this point. Lots of pressure now. You are his man and the father to his children, his husband. You are his world at this point, and he will do everything to protect you and keep you. If anything were to happen to you, he would burn this world to ash. He would deal he he would deal with rivals brutally. No I can't say that on YouTube. No W words women would be allowed to come close to you. Also, he is even harsher on the men that they try to get close to you. He does not mess with them at all. He does not play around. But in the end, all of the rivals will end up with their skin removed and made into book covers of Dracula's favorite books. And also their flayed bodies, yes, they had their skin removed while they were still alive, would be put on spikes outside of the castle, warning anyone that tries to get near. And that would, of course, lead to birds and rodents devouring their bodies while they are still alive. He made sure that they would not be able to pass out and they would not be able to adjust to the pain. Yeah, he does not play around. He would be there to make you feel like a man, but do not get it wrong. He is the top. He will not make you a strap so you can frick him. He helps you with your dysphoria as much as he can, knowing you are hurting, and and it is his job to take care of you. He is a devoted yandere and lover, and who sees you as his greatest treasure. He does not. He does not love you the same way he loved Lisa. It is an obsessive love with you and a new love for him. He would hold Lisa dearly to his heart always, but also you are his everything as well. He had confessed to you after a year he had confessed to you after a year that he saved you from being locked away after Lisa's death as well. Feeling that like you owed and you feeling like you owed your life to Dracula accepted his love because he was a lonely man and you saw that and you did care for him as a friend at least. Yes, you owed him your life. So you would, of course, give your love to him. You felt like you felt like it was what he deserved after losing his wife and you not being able to save Lisa in time. He was a good man, if not a bit controlling. And when you left the castle, you had eh, ugh, if sorry my brain. He was a good man, if not a bit controlling. And when you left the castle and who you had in your life, I don't know what that sentence mean. And there we go. He was a good man, and if not a bit controlling, who would not let you leave the castle and leave his life. The moment you had defended Lisa, defended Lisa. Sorry, the words are wrong. You had sealed your fate, and you would never be able. I'll read that again. The moment you had defended Lisa, you had sealed your fate, and you would never be able to escape Dracula, your yandere husband and father to your children. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it and all that good stuff. And now, Patreon outro. Patreon outro. Thank you, Pumpkin Toffee, for being my first. No, not first. Thank you, Pumpkin Toffee, for being my newest Patreon. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're beautiful, stunning, gorgeous as usual. Mwah. Thank you, Pumpkin Toffee. And thank you, Gav, for being my original and first Patreon. Thank you, Gav. I appreciate you so much. You have made my Patreon what it is, and it's gonna just keep getting better, I hope. Anyways, I appreciate you as well. You're beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Mwah. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it as usual. And stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro, a baseball bat. Welcome to the secret outro, and the secret outro question of the day is: would you want to be married to Dracula and be basically the man, woman, whatever, be whoever you are? Would you want to be the person keeping Dracula from basically unaliving humanity by being his spouse? That's a lot of pressure. That is a lot of pressure. I don't know if I could handle that pressure, to be honest. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye.